just wanted to say happy Monday to everybody. I know the workday is over or about over for most of us. I just wanted to take a minute and talk about job toxicity and how mentally draining it is. It is so taxing because I know how many people hate their job right now. Like, how many of you are working a job that you absolutely hate? Either you are, if you're going into the office physically, you get up, you sit on your side of the bed, you huff and puff, you kind of put your head down and you're like, let me go get ready to go to this damn plantation or this whole ass job, this job that, just don't care nothing about me. You spending so much time at work, you know, it's time away from your kids, time away from your family, time away from yourself. By the time you log off and get home, you're already mentally drained. So then you don't even have time for, your spouse, your partner, your kids, or yourself, right? So that's why you guys need to go ahead, go on my stand store, either book a consultation with me, submit your resume that I can send it back to you in 48 hours, or you can get the DIY kit. Because this, I hear this so, I hear this so much. I was talking to a lady today, and she told me that they were doing a system update on her computer. I think it was like Windows 11. And the IT department told her one time, and then it automatically, restarted on her computer. So she was like, well, we got Teams, so I didn't want to email or text my boss because she's an asshole, to put it lightly. She's an asshole. So she said, okay, well, I'll just text her and let her know. So she texts her, and her boss tells her that, let me rephrase that, her manager tells her that she needed to log out. And she was like, log out for what? I just said my system is doing an update. Well, you should be paid for the hours of work. So go ahead and log out, and then you can log back in when your system is back up. So I asked her, was this company policy? And she's like, well, I don't know if it's company policy because I haven't looked up the policy for that. And in the past, when we did the update a few months ago, they weren't telling people to log out. They were telling people to try to do it, towards the end of the day. Because, we get, of course, you know, if it takes 2 hours, they don't want you just lollygagging like that. We get it. But she's been having a lot of issues with this woman. And she has now created a very hostile work environment. And, my client is just feeling like, what the hell? So she's like, you know what, coach, I can't take this anymore. I really like my job. I like what I'm doing, but I can't stand my manager. And I hear that so often. People don't quit jobs. They quit management. They quit leadership. They quit supervisors. So, and I know that people feel like, when they do exit interviews that they don't matter. They do, because everything gets documented. And worst come to worst, if there's a situation where somebody needs to sue, I'm giving y'all free game. They will go to HR, and those records will be subpoenaed. This is why I tell y'all to keep a paper trail. I don't care if you had a 2-minute call or 3-minute call, you follow up with an email. Per our conversation today or whatever, such time, I just want to make sure that I have my takeaways correct. Okay? So now everything is in writing. Always document. In social work and in healthcare, in the legal system, they always say if it ain't documented, it ain't happening, right? So the same thing applies in this case. I just want to give you all some tools that you can be successful with, not just on the job, but through life. I know y'all want a work from home job. You want to work remotely. yes, you want to spend more time with the kids. You know what I'm saying? You want to have time that self-care time. You know what I'm saying? Women, you don't want to have to always go to the shop on Saturday because you can't get out of the office before 4 o'clock. You know, shops is closed at 5 and 6 o'clock. By the time you get home, it's 7:30 because you done sat in traffic, you done ran to the grocery store, or you done pick the kids up. Now it's time to just get home, eat, and go to sleep. We are trying to get out of that. Hey, the America Party. Yes, you are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. You have to document. You have to document all the time. Listen, I started working when I was 15. And my mother, may she rest in power, she taught me very well, always document. And so I guess this is going to be story time, right? So, hey Vortex, how you doing? So, before my mother passed, um, she got to a point where she was sick and, she had to take FMLA. So, the director, yes, man, the struggle is the America Party. The struggle is real. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. They make this system up, which you really, they really making this system for you to fail, right? Because it's hard to beat it, and it's hard to get out of it, without dying or working yourself to the bone, right? So anyway, make a long story short, my mother was sick. She went on FMLA, and the director at the time had told everyone in a staff meeting that she had cancer. My mother didn't want anybody to know that other than the two ladies that she had told, right? That was including her manager. So when word got back to my mom, rightfully so, my mother was pissed because she was like, wait a minute, he's not supposed to be telling my business. This is hip. And now mind y'all, this is back in like 2003, 2002, right? So making a long story short, she went to HR and she had her paperwork and everything. And my mother pulled out the policy like, no, this is against HIPAA policy. He wasn't supposed to say nothing to nobody about shit. He was just supposed to say, you know, she is out, or Mrs. So-and-so is out on FMLA. She is due to be back on such and such day. If anybody was concerned, they wanted to share their prayers or whatever, then he would have relayed the message back to her. Simple as that. And because he did violate company policy and the hospital that she worked at did not want a lawsuit, that man was fired. So there are policies, you just have to know them. I'm sharing that with you so that you guys can pull your policies when somebody starts screwing with you at work. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and you pull that policy. You get your paperwork, see who you can talk to. You know, get a lawyer if you need to. If you need a lawyer, I can help you with that. But go ahead, book my consultation, get a DIY kit, or you can send me a resume and I'll send it back in 48 hours. All you have to do is just let me know the type of job you're looking for, or the job description, or the title that you want. And then, we can I can work that out for you, okay? America Party. I work 14-hour days every day, 98 hours a week, and I'm still broke. See, you I know you have some transferable skills. I know you have transferable skills. Go ahead, go on Stan Store, and you can either get my DIY kit, you can get a consultation with me, and in a consultation, we go through your resume together, and I also do an interview prep with you. And listen, I know how to get industry questions. I've been working since I was 15, man. It is a code. It is a code. And you absolutely right. HR is not on the employee side. Not at all. HR is for the company. It's not for you. And the few HR good reps that are actually doing what they're supposed to do, they usually end up leaving, and they go into a different field, or they work with a different company because they know that company, is on bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But it's up to us to make sure that we are securing ourselves and preparing ourselves, right? So listen, it's August. We The end of the year is closer than you all think. And I'm telling you, by October, November, it's gonna be harder to get a job until spring of next year. You know what I'm saying? We This is what, the third quarter. We're gonna be in the fourth quarter pretty soon, and then that's gonna be that. So you all, let me help you get y'all stuff together. You know what I'm saying? If you And don't feel like, okay, well, you see a job description and you see, oh man, this makes 80, 90,000, $100,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? Um, let's see where you coming from, because rules or regulations different from state to state. Regarding what, hun? Are you talking about HR policies? Because some of them do vary per state to state, but there is always federal law. Okay? There is always federal law. There is a basic HR system. There is a basic labor system that you cannot do things just haphazardly. And of course, there are at will states, right? But there are certain guidelines that are the same in all 50 states. FMLA is the same in all 50 states. There are certain aspects that change a little bit, but it's not that much different. California law is their laws are variable. Um, New York state laws are a bit variable. Washington laws are a bit variable. Florida laws are a bit variable. But that's what, four out of the 50 states. You know what I'm saying? So keep your head up. Do not fret. But you always keep your handbook handy. Always keep your handbook handy. And if you're at a company that offers legal assistance, most companies, it's like $20 a month. You know what I'm saying? If you can afford it. If you can't afford it, then you need to be getting one of these DIY kits. You need to be booking a session with me. You need to be sending me your resume and letting me know what it is you want to do. If you don't know, book a consultation with me and we'll figure it out. Because everybody has transferable skills. Every mother is a project manager. Every father is a project manager. Anyone that runs a household and a budget, even if you're a single person, that's a finance manager. You have to manage your own finances, right? You know what comes in your bank account every month. You know what you have to spend on what. I feel you on Uncle Sam. I definitely feel you with Uncle Sam. I definitely feel you on that. But so what's the problem? Is it budgeting? Because I do have a budget tracker too. Sometimes, and I know it's difficult because, man, everything is high. Everything is high as giraffe ass. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. And I don't like to tell people like to scale down, because then that implies that you're overspending or you're spending beyond your means. I just like to tell people you have to learn how to spend your money differently. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if that's your case, because, we haven't talked, but it's ways around a lot of things. Are you filling out your W-4 correctly? Do you have any tax shelters? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Uncle Sam, we the people need to file a SA case against Uncle Sam. Cause it's outrageous. The taxes is it's just outrageous. I totally feel you on that. But yeah, do you have some tax shelters? Do you have a 401k? Um, do you have a Roth? Do you have any investments? Do you have an IUL? An IUL is an insurance account. You know, for those of you who do make good money, but you do get taxed out the wazoo, those are good accounts to have. And those are tax shelters, and you can put more money in them than you would be able to do a Roth IRA or your 401k. So, but you guys can DM me about that if that's something that you're interested in. But yes, I'm not gonna hold you guys. The America Party, it was lovely talking to you. I hope you come by and visit me next time. But yes, y'all, keep your heads up. If you're in a toxic work environment, leave as fast as you can. Leave as fast as you can. My information and everything is in my bio and my links below. Y'all go ahead and hit me up, and have a good rest of your work week, and we will talk soon. Good night, everybody. Bye, America Party. Thanks for coming by. Bye, Vortex.